in this second chapter, we are going to concentrate on two methods. One is spiral domain methods and frequency domain methods for image enhancement. So basically the idea of image enhancement is that you want to enhance your image. Image जैसा है उससे आपको उसको better करना है. Okay? So first we are going to deal with spiral domain methods. So spiral domain methods means what? You directly manipulate the pixels in the image. That is what we do in the spiral domain method. So how is the spiral domain method expressed as? How is that process expressed as? It is expressed as g of x comma y is equal to t of f of x comma y. Now there are three components in this. Let us understand those three components. आपका जो ओरिजिनल इमेज है, जो आपका इनपुट इमेज है, दैट इज योर एफ ऑफ एक्स कॉमा वाई. आपका जो आउटपुट इमेज होने वाला है, वॉट एवर इज योर आउटपुट इमेज, दैट इज जी ऑफ एक्स कॉमा वाई. And for converting this f of x comma y to g of x comma y, the operator that you need, the operation that you are going to perform, that is your operator t. Okay, I repeat once again. F of x comma y is your input image. You're performing operation t on it. After performing operation t on f of x comma y, what you get is g of x comma y. That is either you call it as your output image or you call it as your processed image. Okay, now when I say that we are going to manipulate the pixels of the image, how are we going to do it? We are going to consider a pixel and its neighborhood. So we had seen three types of neighborhoods last time. If I consider 1, 2, 3 and 4 pixels, it is the 4 neighborhood. If I consider the diagonal pixels, okay, if I consider the diagonal pixels, which I am pointing out in green color, then this is the diagonal neighborhood. And if I consider both of them, and then it is called as N8. Okay, we have already seen these concepts last time. So when I am trying to find out the new value of this center pixel, I am going to consider the values of the neighborhood of x comma y, and then I am going to figure out the new value of x comma y. This is how your spiral domain filtering works. Okay. Now, what are the basic transformation functions that you can have on your image? So the simplest form in which I can express any kind of transformation is this. Now you will think, "Arey, ma'am, abhi I told you something of this format and suddenly how I am taking you to this format." Do not worry. Your R is nothing but your f of x comma y. Your T is the same and your capital S is nothing but g of x comma y. So even though we are writing it in a different format, the main concept is not getting changed anywhere. Okay. So basically, we are still taking our input image f of x comma y, which is now denoted as R. We are still having the transformation function t, and we are still getting our output image or the processed image, which is g of x comma y, but now it is denoted as S. Okay. So the first thing that we can do is something which is called as point processing. So point processing में सबसे पहला part आता है contrast stretching. So what do you mean by contrast? Many times we say ना कि image में contrast नहीं है, monotonous image लग रहा है. So we need a high contrast image. So how can you increase the contrast of an image? You can perform an operation which is called as contrast stretching. Okay. Now technically, what is contrast? Contrast is the range of your gray levels in the image. ग्रे लेवल का रेंज अगर छोटा है, मतलब उस इमेज में कॉन्ट्रास्ट नहीं है. सपोज माई इमेज हैज ग्रे लेवल्स ओनली फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट टू दिस पॉइंट, सो ओनली दीज मेनी ग्रे लेवल्स आर देयर इन द इमेज विल बी अ डार्क इमेज जिसमें कॉन्ट्रास्ट नहीं होगा. अभी ये नेसेसरी नहीं है कि सिर्फ डार्क इमेज में कॉन्ट्रास्ट नहीं होता है, लाइट इमेज में भी कॉन्ट्रास्ट नहीं हो सकता है. So basically when we are talking about contrast stretching, don't think that कि contrast हमेशा dark ही होता है या light ही होता है. Even you can have a image जहाँ पे the image is very dark and it does not have a proper contrast to it, or a image is very light and it does not have a proper contrast to it. So what we exactly try to do in the contrast stretching, we try to increase this dynamic range of the image. So if your input image has these levels, we try to stretch those levels to this much. Okay, so ये जो पूरा dark image होता है या पूरा light image होता है, the gray levels in it will range now from this point to this point. Okay, so automatically the contrast of the image increases, and hence we call it as contrast stretching. Okay, now how is this operation performed? The operation is performed by darkening the levels which are below the point M and brightening the levels which are above the point M. So we consider some threshold point, we define some function, and accordingly we perform the contrast stretching. So as I told you, we have a level M. So that level M is basically called as a threshold function. Now there are different ways of how this threshold function can work. A very basic threshold function works like this. So as I told you, we decide a level M. Anything that is below the level M goes to very dark side, and anything that is above the level M goes to the very light side. So what happens when you have this as your threshold function is you get a black and white image. You get a black and white image. Okay. Now, there are certain other things also, or other transformations also, and one of which is image negative. Negative matlab kya? If I tell you I have a number -5 and give me the negative of -5, what will you give me? You will give me +5, correct? And if I tell you I have 5 and give me the negative of it, what will you give me? You will give me -5, correct? So जो है उसका opposite कर लेना is negative. Exactly same thing happens in the image negative also. So if I give you a black and white image and I tell you make a negative of this, what will you give me? जो black color के regions होंगे वो white color के हो जाएंगे, and जो white color के regions है वो black color के हो जाएंगे. Okay, so this is a very basic transformation that is very easy to understand, that is image negative. Okay, अभी ये मिलता कैसे? The formula for this is also very simple. The formula is S is equal to L minus 1 minus R. Now first of all, let us understand what is L. L is nothing but the number of gray levels in the image. So suppose I have an image which has 8 gray levels. The question you should ask yourself is, what will be the range of the gray levels? As we all know, we start everything from 0. So your gray levels will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and how much? 7. So your gray levels will range from 0 to 7. How many gray levels do we have? 8. Correct? So that is L minus 1 minus R. So it is 8 minus 1 minus R. Okay, let us take a quick sum. Suppose R is 1. R is 1. Okay. So R minus 1 minus L. L is your 8. Okay. So what you will get? 8 minus 1 minus 1. Can you do the calculation and tell me the answer? 6. So your S is going to be what? 6. So every pixel which has the value as 1 in the original image, in the output image, that pixel will have a gray level of 6. I hope you are understanding how this transformation works. A very basic, a very simple transformation. Okay. I don't know whether all of you have seen this or no, but in your childhood you must have come across the cameras which are rolls in it. वो रोल्स फिर हम लोग डेवलप करने को देते थे. वो जो नेगेटिव होता था, a similar sort of negative you can get with this transformation. Okay. Now this diagram is nothing but it is a basic transformation diagram which shows multiple transformations, how they take place. So you have log, you have nth root, you have nth power, you have identity. Identity means same transformation. जैसा input image है वैसे ही output image दिखेगा. That is identity. And exactly opposite of identity is what? Negative. जो white है वो black हो जाता है, जो black है वो वाइट हो जाता है. सी अ वेरी सिंपल थिंग, इफ अ पिक्सल हैज इंटेंसिटी 0 in the original image, in the output image it is going to have the intensity L-1, मतलब वो white color बन जाएगा. and अगर उसका intensity L-1 है, so in output image the intensity will be 0, वो black color बन जाएगा. Okay, this is how your negative transformation works. Similarly, we have log transformation. This is the formula for log transformation. Everyone knows what is a log. R is a factor that we can decide on your own. Okay, as you want the values to change, you can manipulate that parameter, but you have to make sure that the value of R should always be greater than or equal to 0. R cannot be negative. Okay, now why do we perform log transformation? Whenever I want to map a narrow range of gray level values to a wider range of output gray level values, मतलब छोटा section को मुझे बड़ा gray levels तक लेकर जाना है, I want to increase the range of my gray level values, then I go with log transformation. Okay, and opposite is true for the higher values of input levels. Okay, so basically ये क्या करते हैं transformations? They expand the values of dark pixel in the image while compressing the high level values. Okay, dark pixels के values बढ़ाते हैं, high level values कम करते हैं. अभी अगर inverse log किया तो इसका opposite होगा. If you go for inverse log, exactly opposite of this will happen. Okay, so whenever we want to compress the dynamic range of the images with large variation in the pixel values, we go with log transformation. Okay, now just as we have a log transformation or we have an inverse log transformation, we also have another transformation which is called as power law transformation. How does power law transformation work? The formula for power law transformation is given like this: C R raised to gamma. Now R is nothing but it is your input intensity value. C and gamma, they are positive constants. What do you mean by positive constants? उसका value negative नहीं हो सकता है. Okay, now power law curves with fractional values of R map a narrow range of dark input values to the wider range of output values. Okay, fractional values of gamma. So can you see what happens with the fractional values of gamma? This is the curve you get. But if you have higher values of gamma, then exactly उसका opposite effect आपको मिलता है. Okay, so depending upon your image and how you want to transform it, you can change the values of the gamma. Now, a variety of devices which are used for image capturing, printing and displaying respond according to the power law. The process used to correct this power law responds to the phenomena of gamma correction. So, many a times, you know, हमें कुछ लैपटॉप्स पे या कुछ डिवाइसेस पे इमेज अच्छा नहीं दिखता है, बट वही इमेज आप दूसरे फोन में देखो या दूसरे लैपटॉप में देखो वो अच्छा दिख जाता है. एंड मेनी अ टाइम्स यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड दिस वर्ड कि गामा करेक्टेड इमेज है. सो दिस गामा करेक्शन इज नथिंग बट दिस इज द पावर लॉ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन दैट दे आर यूजिंग. ओके, now contrast stretching I have already explained you earlier, but we are going to go in bit depth now. ओके, ऊपर हम लोग ने जो देखा था वो थ्रेशोल्ड फंक्शन देखा था. थ्रेशोल्ड फंक्शन क्या करता है? कोई भी ग्रे स्केल इमेज है उसको ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में कन्वर्ट कर देता है. m एक वैल्यू डिसाइड होगा, उसके नीचे जो भी वैल्यूज है वो सारे ब्लैक हो जाते हैं, उसके ऊपर जो भी वैल्यूज है वो सारे व्हाइट हो जाते हैं. बट हमेशा हमें ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट इमेज नहीं चाहिए ना. वी वांट अ ग्रे स्केल इमेज ऑल्सो and we still want to perform contrast stretching. How will you do it? Okay, so what you can do is you can use this piecewise linear transformation function. Why is it called as piecewise linear transformation function? Because it works on an image in different sections. Okay, so very important to understand is this point R1 comma S1 and point R2 comma S2. Now what I want very clear in your mind is what is R and what is S. R मतलब आपका इनपुट वैल्यू and S मतलब आपका आउटपुट वैल्यू. Now, if you carefully observe, what we are doing is we are trying to map our input intensities R with the output intensities S. Okay, what is L minus 1? I have already told you many times, L is nothing but the number of gray levels I have. Okay, so suppose I have 8 gray levels. Okay, तो मेरा वैल्यू कहाँ से कहाँ तक जाएगा बताओ मुझे. 0 to L minus 1 7 तक जाएगा. सो मेरे 8 ग्रे लेवल्स क्या हुए, 0 to 7. ओके, ये पार्ट क्लियर है. What is L, what is S, what is R, is that clear? So now you ask me कि where is contrast stretching actually happening? See, you can see these points which I am marking. Yes, this is the R1 and R2 that I am plotting. You can see the input values are in such a small range. But when I perform contrast stretching, what happens is the same set of input values stretch themselves from S1 to S2. Very simple, and this is how the stretching is performed. Okay. Now, depending upon the value of R1, R2, S1, S2, you can get 3 different things. Okay, so very first, if R1 is equal to R2, S1 is equal to S2, then the transformation will be a linear function. What is the meaning of linear function? Whenever you have the functions where there are, straight lines. Straight lines are there, any kind of straight lines are there, they are called as linear functions. The moment you get curves, जैसे एक्सपोनेंट के फंक्शंस में कर्व्स होते हैं, हम लोग ने ऊपर देखा लॉग, पावर लॉ, ऑल कर्व लाइंस वर देयर, देन दोज फंक्शंस आर कॉल्ड एज नॉन लीनियर फंक्शंस. स्ट्रेट लाइन दिखा मतलब लीनियर फंक्शन, कर्व लाइन दिखा मतलब नॉन लीनियर फंक्शन. वेरी बेसिक डेफिनेशंस, वेरी सिंपल डेफिनेशन. ओके, नाउ obviously अगर R1 is equal to R2 and S1 is equal to S2, लीनियर फंक्शन होगा, कोई भी चेंज नहीं होगा ग्रे लेवल में. आपका ओरिजिनल इमेज और आपका ट्रांसफॉर्म इमेज सेम होगा, एज इफ आपने इमेज में कुछ चेंज किया ही नहीं है. सो ऑब्वियसली द फर्स्ट वन इज नॉट व्हाट वी वांट. ओके, अभी द सेकेंड वन, इफ R1 is equal to S1, S1 is 0 and S2 is equal to L minus 1. ये अगर आप करते हो, then it is a threshold function. But there is a mistake in this, and the mistake is that here S1 नहीं आएगा. S1 will not come over here. Then what will come? R2 will come over here. Are you getting the mistake? R1 is equal to R2. That is a correct formula कि R1 का वैल्यू and R2 का वैल्यू सेम रखा हम लोग ने. S1 का वैल्यू 0 है and S2 का वैल्यू L minus 1 है. देन ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आपका थ्रेशोल्डिंग फंक्शन जैसे हो जाएगा, जो आपको बाइनरी इमेज देगा, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट इमेज देगा. दिस आई हैव ऑलरेडी शोन यू अप ओवर हियर. R1 is equal to R2, S1 is 0, S2 is L minus 1. You get a thresholding function. Okay. Now the third case is something new for us and we should concentrate on it. Now what does the third case tell us? The intermediate values of R1, S1, R2 and S2 will produce a various degrees of spread in gray level of the output images, affecting its contrast. So ideally जब आपको contrast stretching perform करना है, okay, तो आपको values कैसे choose करने चाहिए? R1 should always be less than or equal to R2 and S1 should always be less than or equal to S2. ये क्यों करना है? To get a single valued function and a function that is monotonically increasing. ओके, आपको ऐसा कर्व वाला फंक्शन नहीं चाहिए जो एक बार ऊपर जाके फिर से नीचे आता है. यू नीड अ फंक्शन दैट कंटिन्यूअसली गोज ऑन इंक्रीजिंग एंड अ सिंगल वैल्यूड फंक्शन, एक वैल्यू ऑफ R, एक वैल्यू ऑफ S. ओके, नाउ दिस इज व्हाट इज कॉन्ट्रास्ट स्ट्रेचिंग. ठीक है. अभी द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज ग्रे लेवल स्लाइसिंग. व्हाट इज ग्रे लेवल स्लाइसिंग? स्लाइस करना मतलब क्या? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय स्लाइसिंग? एक पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन चाहिए आपको. दैट इज द पॉइंट व्हेन यू परफॉर्म स्लाइसिंग. Yes or no? I'll give a very simple example. You take a watermelon. Do you eat the inner part of the watermelon or the outer part of the watermelon? The inner part. अब outer part फेंक देते हो. You throw away the outer part. Yes or no? So you are slicing the watermelon in such a way that you take the inner part and you throw away the outer part. Same is the concept of gray level slicing. ग्रे लेवल स्लाइसिंग इसलिए किया जाता है सो दैट वी आर इंटरेस्टेड ओनली इन अ सर्टेन रेंज ऑफ ग्रे लेवल्स. बाकी ऊपर नीचे क्या ग्रे लेवल्स है, वी डोंट नीड देम. वी जस्ट नीड अ स्पेसिफिक रेंज ऑफ ग्रे लेवल्स. वी आर ओनली इंटरेस्टेड इन दिस पर्टिकुलर ग्रे लेवल्स. ओके. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल मुझे वाटर मासेस ढूंढने हैं सैटेलाइट इमेज में, या एक्सरे में सर्टेन फ्लॉज एम्फसाइज करने हैं. ट्यूमर वाला जो सेक्शन है वही मुझे चाहिए. तो ये फिगर आउट करो कि ट्यूमर कौन से ग्रे लेवल्स में दिख रहा है. वो ग्रे लेवल्स हाईलाइट करने की कोशिश करो. बाकी के ग्रे लेवल्स यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन. वेरी क्लियर ऑन दिस? सो ग्रे लेवल करने के लिए दो मेथड्स है. पहले ग्राफ समझ लेते हैं एंड देन आई विल गो टू द थियोरी ऑफ दोज ग्रे लेवल्स. ओके. थियोरी ऑफ दोज टू मेथड्स. द वेरी फर्स्ट मेथड सेज दैट आपका जो इंटरेस्ट का लेवल है उसको एक लेवल पे रखो एंड बाकी जो सारे ग्रे लेवल्स है उसको एक लेवल पे रखो. सो केयरफुली सी दैट. आई वॉन्ट यू टू आंसर नाउ व्हाट इज द रेंज ऑफ range of gray levels that I am interested in. Can you figure it out from this figure? What is the range of gray levels I am interested in highlighting? Can you tell me? It is A to B. It is A to B. I am interested in highlighting A to B. So A to B जितने भी ग्रे लेवल्स है उसको एक वैल्यू पे रख दो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने रखा 150 पे. इमेज में बाकी के भी ग्रे लेवल के पिक्सल्स होने वाले, उसका क्या करोगे? उसको लेवल 15 पे रख दो. उसको कहाँ पे रख दो? लेवल 15 पे. आर यू गेटिंग इट? दूसरा वे आपको अगर बैकग्राउंड नहीं चेंज करना है इमेज का, आपको बैकग्राउंड एज इट इज रखना है, यू वांट टू प्रिजर्व द बैकग्राउंड डिटेल्स इन द इमेज, देन व्हाट विल यू डू? You will keep rest of the things same and only A to B you will enhance. Are you getting it? अभी आप मुझे पूछोगे मैम ये ऐसा क्यों रखा? ऐसा इसलिए रखा because if you remember I had shown you we have something which is called as identity transformation, which is this line. Are you getting it? जब आप ये लाइन ऐसा स्ट्रेट रखते हो मीन्स रेस्ट ऑफ द पिक्सल्स विल बी एज as they were earlier in the input image. We are not hampering them. We are only elevating or we are only enhancing the values of pixels between A to B. So these were the two types of gray level slicing wherein we are trying to emphasize certain gray level values. So for example A to B. Okay, you can choose your values of A and B as per your application. आपका जो भी इमेज है उसमें आपको जो भी ग्रे लेवल्स एनहांस करना है या जो ग्रे लेवल्स को एम्फसाइज करके दिखाना है, आप ए एंड बी का वैल्यू उस हिसाब से डिसाइड कर सकते हो. दैट इज टोटली अप टू यू. ओके, इन द फर्स्ट मेथड व्हाट हैपेंस, वी यूज अ हायर वैल्यू फॉर ऑल द ग्रे लेवल्स इन द रेंज ऑफ आवर इंटरेस्ट. सो ए टू बी है तो 150 से उसको दिखा दो and we choose a lower value just as for example 15 for other gray levels. So इसमें एक चीज होता है कि आपका इमेज सिर्फ दो ग्रे लेवल्स में दिखता है, 150 and 15. बैकग्राउंड प्रिजर्व नहीं होता है. आपको बैकग्राउंड प्रिजर्व करना है तो क्या करो, यूज द आइडेंटिटी लाइन and only the pixels between A to B will come at a certain gray level. Okay, so your background is preserved. Okay? Now another thing is bit plane slicing. Bit plane slicing means what? First of all, you ask yourself कि every pixel in your image is represented by how many bits. So suppose I say that a pixel in my image is represented by 8 bits. Okay, so 8 bits means how many values it can have? What will be the value of L? L will be 256. So your values can be from 0 to 255. Okay, abhi 8 bits means what? If you see over here, you can see 8 vertical lines. So the first bit over here is your LSB. LSB is nothing but least significant bit. And the last bit over here, which is your 8th bit, is your MSB. MSB is nothing but most significant bit. Now why do we call it as LSB and MSB respectively? LSB में सबसे कम information होता है and MSB में सबसे ज़्यादा information होता है. I need you to remember this when we are going for further chapters. This I am going to need ahead. Okay, so please remember this. Now what we do is we divide the image into 8 planes. Bit 0, bit 1, bit 2, bit T, bit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so bit 1 का एक plane मिलेगा जो आपका least significant होगा and 8th bit का एक plane मिलेगा जो most significant होगा. So how many planes are we going to have? 8 planes we are going to have. Okay, I hope this is a very simple concept and you have understood this.